Hello world, this is Alex Colvin. I just got inspired this morning. I haven't done a video for a while, and I actually haven't written a little thought blog, inspirational I received. But this morning I did get the inspiration to make this short video on solutions to the world's problems. So to begin with, front and center, I want to emphasize again, I've talked about this before, so I won't do it at length. The peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula is of the utmost importance, and we should be front and center for the leaders of the world, and should be in the prayers of the people of the world. You know, naturally, North and South Korea will take the lead in this, but if this is achieved, when it is achieved, then this will provide a major impetus and burst of energy for the development of the Pacific area, and it will help to facilitate harmonizing relationships between Russia, China, Japan, and the United States. And it will also serve as an example and an energy and an inspiration for the resolution of other problems in the world, as well as promoting a new era of global prosperity. So that's one area, one important thing. The peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. The second one is like dealing with the Middle East. There needs to be reconciliation between Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, or actually amongst, the three Abrahamic faiths. The primary difficulties there won't be resolved through political or military actions or discussions, because there needs to be understanding amongst these three major religions. All come from a common root, all share a common faith in God, and a common spiritual descent from Abrahamic roots. And as it is right now in the world, Christians don't understand Islam. They don't understand the roots of it. They don't understand the history of it. And they don't understand where the points of agreement and disagreement are in their understanding. There's deep faith. Many Christians have deep faith. Jews have deep faith. Muslims have deep faith. Within each religion, there are people who love God, who surrender to God, and but there isn't understanding. There needs to be an openness amongst the leaders of these faiths and members of the faiths on individual levels within communities and in the places that they live in, and an effort on people who maybe don't have neighbors of other faiths too, but still to pray and to seek to understand and to pray for the reconciliation amongst these three faiths, to go to God, whom we all love and worship, and to pray to God and to the Holy Spirit to guide us to bring about reconciliation. Then another and then subsequent to that, the Abrahamic faiths need to enter into an effort to understand and communicate with Hindus and with the members of the Far Eastern religions, particularly Taoism and Confucianism and Buddhism. These Asian faiths have really, really deep roots. The Abrahamic faiths, the the Hinduism, going all the way back to the Upanishads, but with its sacred scriptures, in particular the Bhagavad Gita and the Ramayana, and also then the teachings of the Buddha and Lao Tzu and the people who have been instrumental in developing Taoist philosophy and Confucianist philosophy, with texts, with the Buddhist texts and the Buddhist philosophy and the I Ching and other Chinese texts. There's really profound thought, and and it's really something like where we can learn from one another. I think that the element that the Abrahamic faith, really has is, just to emphasize, the personal nature of the one true loving God. And because ultimately the emphasis on these things is love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Now that brings me, that's kind of on the big picture, the global picture. Those are the key things in terms of, solving the world's problems. Now, on a personal and a family and community and societal level, solving the world's problems, and this is, essential, and this is, community and, societal and national, but it also, because if this takes place in communities around the world, then this also is global. And that is, people need to realize that sex, money, power, and then especially like on a level, drugs, alcohol, these things do not provide the path to true happiness. True happiness comes from loving relationships. Once again, love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and love others as yourself. So we need to develop, this needs to become a reality in our lives, the personal experience of the love of God. And in this way, then, we want to become true sons and daughters of God. We want, in the love of God, to become true brothers and sisters with people of all races and nationalities. We want to become true husbands and wives, sharing the love of God in our relationship. And we want to become true parents to our children so that we can create a culture of true love. This is ultimately the foundation for world peace. And so this is the solution to the world's problems.